deadline has pushed me to put things up.
Okay, well, it's good. I'm glad that you are still unsatisfied with your work. Artists should always be miserable. It helps our work be better.
I'm never satisfied.
That's good, though. That just means that there's room for improvement. As soon as you get satisfied, you get complacent. So you're doing one of the most interesting sphere maps that I think I have in here, because you're combining photography and painting, and you're combining it with your children, which I know is so much fun and so challenging. So
yes, the latter is particularly true.
So tell me a little bit about the sphere so far, and if you're happy with it, and you feel like it's challenging enough, and if it's serving you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's definitely challenging. But the biggest challenge was, for the first set of photographs we did, I had to produce 60, which was 30 of mine and 10 each of the children. And the processing power of my computer at the moment, when I sit down to do, I'd only do one a night to kind of edit it in Lightroom, and there's a lot of chewing gum on the streets of Dublin. So it'd take me an hour to edit out all the chewing gum. I know Max had this program somebody taught me about, but I'm using a PC, so I had to do it by hand. That took a long time. I was doing a photograph a night and I had to edit 60. Now I did more than 60 and cut it back, so that took me a good 3 months to get through. But okay. there's something good to the I learned more with the editing, and I was using a bit of Silver FX Pro as well, just during teaching myself that too. So that was a good learning experience and good. When we spoke initially, you said, "Can you do this?" And I said, "I'll do a little bit every night to achieve it, even if I'm slow." So I had to keep to my word. And then the painting part was, for me, if I just painted the picture was fine, but that wasn't what I wanted to achieve. So the kids didn't do what you'd normally think of a straight out picture. They just did freeform stuff on the pictures I showed them, which was fine for their ages. Like Evie and Evan went 4 and 6 or 4 and 5 at the time. So their stuff is just what kids will do. But for me, you were very specific, was to base my painting on what they had done, not to just do my own one. And that was the tricky thing. I had to take what they had done and turn that into something. So a lot of paper gone in the bin, a lot of ideas tossed around. So in the end, I've been doing on Instagram. I do these abstracts, and I take some of them, I put them on canvas, or I put them on cork, or put them on board. So I took a picture I had on, I put on a cork. You buy them cheap in the shops. They're square cork placemats for teapots or coffee pots or whatever. And I put a picture of a shop front, or a street shop front I'd done. And I used the colors they had highlighted in their paintings, and I brought those colors out with my own paints. And I thought that might be somewhere to go as a mixed media. I'm going to probably push it towards more abstract, but that's what I had started to do. So that's where I got to, and then I had to post something finally.
Okay, well, let's take a look. I'll do the screen sharing. Hang on 1 second. Let me pull it. Speaking of kids, I'm yelling at mine.
Oh, that's okay. Nothing new to me. Actually, I'm after putting that one upside down. The first one.
This one?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can switch it. I don't think I can. But that's okay. Maybe part of it being abstract is that it's upside down.
Yeah, that could be a good thing. I could push it, the figures less figurey, and you could use it upside down. So this is just a piece of cork with you put a bit of glue on it, and then you transfer the photo over, and then I painted on top of it to bring out different, like it's not all that red and the blues aren't all that blue and there's a bit more white there. But they use very strong primary colors. There wasn't a lot of mixing, so it's bring out the primary color in it.
Okay.
And then eventually you'll just get mounted on a mount board and to let the edges show ripply and kind of the underneath and the bits of torn paper that you use to transfer. So this one, yeah, okay, I've done everything upside down. The reason I chose the figures in this, yeah, it doesn't really matter because it's a figure. They're all upside,
that
right
one's
side
okay.
up there, yeah.
Okay, well, let's just look at this one.
Yeah. So the two, Luke and Evan both did a figure. So that's why I chose the photo with figures. They because we were street photographing people, I was trying to get to take people, even though they did a lot of shapes. So I needed to incorporate a person or a figure into my drawing. So I have a photo of repeated figures. So that's where that came in. And then the strong bold colors. I know they're greens, and I didn't choose green for mine, but they have strong greens, strong reds. So I put them in. So the two boys did the top thing. The finger painting was just, again, picking out primary or colors without mixing them. Evan did that. The one beside it then, the big long one, Evie did. She was only 4. She is only 4, so she was just painting and having fun. There was no relation to what she did. And then the yellow squidgy one at the bottom is Evan's attempt at a minion. So we didn't get any minions. Now I have a good few, so I just picked out a few from each of them. And the red scary man is us talking about Star Wars when Luke has been obsessed with Star Wars. So we took the red for that in the photo. So that's how the choice was made for that. Although it wasn't going to be my final one, that came after about 5 or 6 different efforts at adapting. My early adaptation, you probably can't see it because you're not, if you can see me on screen, was this one here. But it ended up looking like a fireball. So it's just, it was discarded. I kept it to show you. It's kind of using my notebooks and keeping all your work to show your progress. So I kept the first one and the last one.
Okay. I definitely think that when it comes to abstract, that children are probably the professionals at it, if for no other reason than they don't have the ability to not do it abstract yet, with their finger dexterity and their ability to take what they see and put it out. So you get these sort of figures, but like the second one, I can totally see a face. It looks like a happy house. But somebody else will see something different. Like as I'm looking at them and pulling them apart, like I totally see like a little hand coming off, but it could also very easily be like a watering can maybe. And maybe he's holding an ice cream cone or a sword, and like, so you have a lot of ability to sort of play with the visuals, and it almost becomes like an ink blot of what do you see here kind of thing. I'm not sure that if you hadn't told me that I would have got Minion from the last one. But as soon as you said it, I totally saw it. So I go ahead.
Yeah, he's a better Minion picture, but I chose the deliberate, more vague one.
I actually think it's really, really cute and very interesting to have these sort of abstract interpretations, because it's the kind of thing that I think all parents have images like this hung up on their refrigerator in the wall of art gallery. And I could totally see someone that is an accomplished artist turning out a variation of that and calling it Minion, and it's selling for millions of dollars in today's social media kind of market with how things fly. So promising futures for your children, all of them.
Yeah, I'm going to get them to do a blue one and just name it Dory and sell that this weekend.
Yeah, I would totally do it. How do you feel working with your kids, and does painting with them or watching them paint and helping them, when you're doing that from the standpoint of an artist, is that changing anything about the way that you're creating?
So I have to do two things. One is crowd control, so we don't end up with paint all over the house. But the second thing is there's a lot of emotion in the painting when you're teaching them and when you're just letting them paint and helping them. So I take them and I put them away for a few weeks. With these, I put them away for a few weeks and took them out when there's less emotion with them, and then try to work with it as an artist. And which is all well and good at night time. I was trying to do a few of them during the day, sitting at the back garden. We've had good weather over the past couple of weeks, and I'm there trying to do work off them or copy them or do something with them, and then they come and spill all the paint or the paint or water or coffee over a few of them. So then the emotion comes back into it. And, leave it alone, I need it. But so yeah, I think I had to do it 2 stages. One was just do the daddy bit and let's do some paintings and let's see what happens, and then leave it a while and be more kind of cold and clinical about, well, not cold and clinical, but take your emotion out of it. The way I've learned to kind of over a period of time with your Canon to take emotion out of the photographs, leave them for a while, go back to them when you're not as invested. So I tried to do that with those paintings to give me a better, clear picture of how to go forward. We paint a lot anyway. Well, not a lot, not every week, but every couple of weeks we'll always have the paints out. We were painting shells there last weekend. So that it's fun. It's just when it's something you want from them, and you need something good out of it, you kind of go, oh, I have to step back here and just let them have fun first.
Okay, so let me go down and find your sphere map here. So are you feeling, because spending time with family is good and playing with the kids is good, especially from the parental standpoint, but we're also looking to challenge you as an artist. Do you feel like this is doing that, or do you feel like combining the role of dad and painter and photographer is just kind of straining the ability for you to be creative? Because I know there's certain projects that I'm like, I love you, get out with my children.
Yeah, definitely with the painting, I think it's more of a solitary thing for me when I'm doing my own, or when I'm trying to do something. I've always done it at night or in classes or in college or wherever. So that has been more of a strain when you're trying to sit down and concentrate on your painting and they're around. So that's a bit more difficult. But that's something that's probably not insurmountable as time goes on, but it does make me slower. Where when I did my Sphere 0 and 1, I was through it in about 6 months, 5 months, flew through them. But that's because I could work on that on my own. And I'm trying to work the pace with kids and then do their stuff and take emotion out of it. That's what took longer. And I was getting a bit frustrated with myself the other bit halfway through, kind of going, you're too slow, you should be doing quicker, and other people are putting up stuff, and you're thinking, but I just had to give myself a good slap and tell me to clap on.
Okay, so we're at pretty much the halfway point of Sphere 2. Now, looking at your sphere map, I have your next challenge as you repeating basically what you were doing above with the kids and creating more images with each of them and with you. Are you dreading that challenge? Are you looking forward to it? Are you indifferent to it? Because now you've done it.
I think I was dreading it a bit earlier, but now we've done a few, but I've worked forward a little bit. So I have a few pictures taken already, a few things done already when we were on holidays.
Okay.
I've a better idea how I would go about it. They all have a separate camera now that they can go out with and not sharing it. Previously, I brought them out separately. They'll all probably go together, be a bit quicker for me.
Okay.
And I'll be a lot more harsh on my choice of pictures. I'm only going to pick 10 and edit them up rather than edit up to like 20 or 30. So that's whether I get all that done in the next month, I don't know, but I'll give it a good go.
I'm not having a hard stop at the end of September. As long as I see you guys moving, I'm fine with you guys taking your time. I would say probably by the end of the year, I would hope to have most of you moved up and out. But I'm not in a major hurry, so don't focus too much on that as a deadline. I'm more progress than completion oriented at this point. And honestly, I think, just setting the general deadline kind of weeded out a lot of the people that really wanted to take their time and spend a significant amount of time in Sphere 2. So most of them have found new homes with other masters that aren't going to beat on them the way the rest of you get beat on here. So
Okay.
I think it's good. I still like your sphere and the rest of your challenges, and I think that it'll work as a good collection of work for marketing's sake with you working with your kids, especially for social media. So I would love to see you complete it, but if you're feeling like it's daunting and that it's making you be more dad than artist, then we can sort of amend that and pull that away, or just work with the images that you already got and the paintings that you already did with them and take out challenge 25. What do you think?
No, I don't like. I don't like to give in. I don't like to.
Okay.
It's a challenge, and part of this is a learning experience, isn't it? So I have to learn to bring that artist part in as well. Like, there's no growth if I don't challenge it. Don't get challenged in it. I'll hate myself now in a week or two after saying this live, but no, I think you put it there for a good reason. So I'm going to keep trying with it and see how far I can get. If I struggle, okay, I'll talk to you. Like, that's not an issue. I've worked forward a bit on one or two paintings I want to do for the later sphere. And I've been trying with the social media bits to clean them up a bit and have myself a clearer voice, or at least have an idea. And an idea for my website. So for when I come to that, I have a lot of that stuff slowly gathering pace and having a clearer picture of those. So that kind of bit is still working as well. So once I get over the hump of 25, the other bits aren't so bad.
Yeah, I think 25 is probably the most the biggest time suck of them all. And I think that it's sort of like you said, it's getting over the hump. It's getting to the top of the hill, and then I think you'll cruise down the second half of it. But I definitely think that working with the kids and having these final images and stuff that are photographs of yours and then a collection of paintings and work does play a lot on the social media heartstrings of being able to use that as a marketing fold. And really what it does is it takes you out of your current circles of photographers and painters and people that you're used to coordinating with, because over half of the world in adult form are parents in some way, shape, or form. So you working with your children and you being able to really, the message is you can have your passion and be a parent, which I think a lot of people struggle with, especially in the early years. And I'm sure you see it with your youngest as opposed to your oldest. Like, they go through spurts of being more and more self-reliant. So the more you can for them, the more time it's taking away from you being able to do something on your own, especially something creative. So I think that'll really speak to a lot of people when it's done and be a good marketing tactic to start pushing everything once we get your website and your hashtags and everything together. So I like it.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm not going to give in. I'm going to get this done.
Okay.
And,
what can I help you with then? How are you feeling? Where do you feel you need direction? What do you think? Being halfway through it.
I think just having to put something up today, or before I felt I had to put something up, I think that helped me to move on.
Okay.
I think the discussion we had about social media a few months ago, do you remember that when you had, I'm talking about the hashtags and on Instagram, helped me a lot as well. Although stuff is different, did help push me. And actually took half your advice, and it worked. Yeah, I didn't kill all my previous hashtags. I kept some of them, and I added in the new ones, as you said, for each one, whether it was a balloon or whether it was color red in it. And it's pushed me up from, say, 50 to 75 or 90, pushing on 100 likes per photo. So
good,
they are going
good
daily. And so that part, I've two other ideas I want to do. One is the abstract, and the other is this idea of tourists sitting around cities. So I've been kind of doing those on the side as I go along. So at some point, when I get enough, I'll ask you about those as well, just on a side issue. To build out the website. But no, I think if I'm getting stuck, I'll talk to you and I'll ask.
Okay. Well, I love it if you're feeling good and confident and don't feel like you need anything right now. That's a good sign that you're on the right path. It's also a good sign for me to assign new challenges to you if you're cruising. Otherwise the other ones that are struggling start feeling like you're my favorite and I'm going easy on you, and we can't have that. So maybe you should create 36 images with the kids instead of 12 then. No, I'm just teasing. You're like, I quit. No, I think that's good. It's totally fine for today to be a short critique then. If you're feeling good and you're working towards it, I'd rather you keep up the momentum and keep moving towards that, and then grab some time with me. Feel free anytime between now and the next critique too. Like we have like the appointment times. Grab one of those if you just want to chat or talk about what you're doing or layout, or if you get stuck on any of the upper levels when it comes to the social media or the hashtagging or the website or whatever else you're doing. And we'll talk when you need to talk. Otherwise I won't take up much of your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right, Ronan. Well, I'm loving on the images. I think the kids are super cute. So tell them that they all got A+ from your teacher.
I will.
All right.
I love that.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Jessica. Take care. Bye.